about. Which one you want to talk about?
Let's start with Georgia and then finish with the Red River rivalry.
Okay, all right. We'll start with Georgia. You go ahead and start us off.
Kind of digging into what we talked about a little bit earlier. I've had to listen to my dogs, my beloved dogs, get dragged all week long. And I don't think this game is going to be as simple as, Kentucky ran the ball and Georgia struggled defending the run, so Kentucky's going to give Georgia problems. Auburn ran the ball outside early and often. Kentucky runs that ball inside. Auburn used their quarterbacks in the run game. I looked it up. Peyton Thorne and Robbie Ashford combined to average 7.8 yards a carry. The running backs they had only averaged 3.5 yards a carry. Ray Davis is good, but we talked about it. When Auburn tried to run the ball up the middle, Georgia stifled them pretty well. And Devin Leary, man, he cannot run the football. I think he has negative 29 rushing yards on the season, so not too worried about a rushing threat there. Speaking of Devin Leary, I asked you this earlier. I'll ask you again. Do you have a favorite Devin Leary game this year?
No, he's 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, so he's not what I thought he was going to be coming from North Carolina State.
Me neither. I was concerned when he came. I'm like, he has a chance to do some damage. But he's played 2 decent games. And that was Akron, which is Akron, and then Eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
That game was tied, or Kentucky was trailing for nearly half the game. Eastern Kentucky, the mighty Colonels. On the season, Devin Leary is 58% completion percentage. Yikes. Yeah. He has thrown an interception in 4 out of his first 5 games.
Wow.
Georgia's defense has 8 interceptions this year. Lord help them with the football. They better be able to run it, because if they try and throw it, I'm not scared one bit.
This is a very physical matchup. It's always a physical game, and we talked about that earlier in the show. With Mark Stoops. Mark Stoops is just all his teams are physical. But I think this game right here, if you're going to try to out physical Georgia, I think you're making a mistake. I don't think they're going to be able to throw the ball. I don't think you're right about that.
Lord help them if Ray Davis can't run the football.
Exactly.
And I was getting to this too. I've talked a lot about third down conversions this week, and because it's something that I think is important. So Kentucky has converted 44% of their third down conversions. Not bad. But their defense has given up 43%. Not great. Georgia's numbers shocked me when I saw it. Georgia's converting 55% of their third downs.
Wow.
Their defense is giving up less than 25%.
And if you look at that, if you just take that and you put those 2 stats between Kentucky's success and Georgia's success, put those together, or Kentucky's lack of success, there's a big difference in who Kentucky's played so far and what they're going to play this Saturday.
Absolutely.
And they're also playing a 7:30 kickoff, and that place is going to be electric.
For sure.
It's going to be electric. You're going to have 93 screaming, half-drunk dog fans out there that are going to be on top of it. So I picked Georgia to win this game. Spread's 14. I think they're going to win the game and cover the spread.
Final thoughts I had there. Kentucky, that secondary can be had. Outsiders and Georgia fans are like, yes, if you hear me, I'm talking about you. They're hating on Carson Beck. But I think he's playing pretty well, especially these past 2 games. He's completing around 70% of his passes and thrown for over 300 yards. I can live with that. I think he's finally hitting his stride and having good rhythm and timing with his receivers. And the biggest thing really is, who on Kentucky is stopping 19? Who's stopping 19?
I don't think there's anybody in the country.
The answer is nobody.
No.
And kind of the last point, it's kind of been the thing that's been frustrating me all week. But when I look back at it and think I'm so happy and grateful for it, a message to everyone from the bottom of my heart. I mean this, I do. If you've been trashing, hating, or doubting Georgia this past week, thank you. Last year, they were the most disrespected national champions in history. This year, they are the most disrespected back-to-back national champions in history. It's impossible to be complacent when no one thinks you're any good, when people are constantly questioning you and doubting you. It's impossible to eat that rat poison when no one's offering it to you. So again, I thank you for that, especially those in the media who've been giving that to him. Because Kirby's been ringing that in their ears all week long. He's just giving them ammunition. Bulletin board material just abounds. These boys are going to come out hungry and pissed off, and I think the Dogs are going to win. And I think the Dogs are going to cover. They're going to win big time.
Carson Beck is averaging right at 300 yards a game passing. He has seven touchdowns and 2 interceptions. You know, we talked about the interception that he had in the Auburn game. He threw that ball up there for his playmaker to make a play, and his playmaker didn't make a play. In fact, the guy who did make the play was leading the conference in interceptions. So that's just one of those. Hey, you know, I would rather him do that than than make some other crazy mistakes that we've seen other people make in the past. 72% completion, almost 1,500 yards. I think that you'll see those numbers go up from here on. I think they're going to probably, just because of where we are on the schedule and where we are as far as the health of the team goes. I think you getting Lab back is going to be huge.
Oh, for sure.
I think they're going to stretch the field with hopefully Arian and Brock Bowers. Man, just get on my back and I'll lead you to the promised land. I tell you, this guy is insanely great. I expect this week to be a big statement from Kirby and the team. You hear all this junk about about struggles here, struggles there, defensively, offensively, and we talked about it today. And I just don't. I'm not concerned as a Georgia fan. I'm not concerned.
No one bit.
Not concerned at all. All right, we're still in overtime. We're in the last couple minutes of overtime. About to get out of here in a minute, but we got one more game we're going to talk about. And this last game is
the main event,
brought to you by the Steakhouse Restaurant in Hawkinsville, where every Sunday is Thanksgiving. And we're live from the David Venable Studios.
Let's coin this the final drive.
This is the final drive, as Ken says.
I like it.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. Leave us some comments. Tell us what you think. This is the XL Sports Network.net. Listen to us any live button. Listen to us there. Will, I'll let